We speak with members of our Diving community about how they are approaching the building of a tech ecosystem with diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility as their guide. I'm Sharice Johnson. I am the Director of Marketing with Div Inc. And this is the start of another Meet the Founder series. Always, when the lead up to our demo day at the conclusion of our accelerators, we have our Meet the Founder, intros, where you get to be reintroduced to the founders that are part of our current cohort. And right now, we are about to close out our social impact cohort, ending on demo day, December 7th. And so we're here to introduce you to our founders, and we'll actually have some founders and we'll have some mentors as our interviewers. So you get to see the people who are a part of the cohort and those that work with the cohort in this series. But to kick us off, we will have Lydia Simmons. She is the founder of Motherocity. And I will let Lydia go ahead and introduce herself, and then we'll get into the conversation. Take it away, Lydia.
Hello, my name is Lydia Simmons, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Motherocity Health, the health tracking app for postpartum moms and families. We are really encouraging recovery, education, and wellness throughout the life cycle of motherhood.
Wonderful. How long have you been working with Motherocity? Or how long has Motherocity been in existence?
Motherocity is a little over a year old. We launched back in October of 22, and we've just been working hard for a year.
Yeah, but though Motherocity is only a year or so old, your career as an entrepreneur is much
Oh,
longer.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I really got my start in the postpartum sector after having a negative postpartum experience with my firstborn. Back in 2018, I struggled with recovering during postpartum. And, it's just a few years ago, but there was nobody talking about postpartum. I mean, there was nowhere to really find the word. In fact, I went through an entire pregnancy and I didn't hear the word postpartum not one time, not from a medical professional, not during labor and delivery, and not prior to leaving the hospital. And so, as a result, I couldn't find any access to information regarding the postpartum. And so we started a company that really supplemented what my needs were during postpartum. I was really failing on the nutritional side, lactation. I couldn't produce enough breast milk. I was anemic, low iodine, low magnesium. I just didn't know what to do. And when I figured out how to recover from that, I knew that I was not limited in my ability to access information, but I knew if I was struggling as hard as I was to find out how to recover from this, that other women were having the exact same experience. And little did I know, I was absolutely right. And so we launched a company 5 years ago to supplement that. And it is a nutritional and CPG brand named Moo. And we've, really had some amazing milestones in the last 5 years.
Congratulations on that. And then that inevitably led to Motherocity
Yes.
being born. Look at that.
Yeah.
Being born. And I'd love to hear with your approach to Motherocity and your approach to serving your community. What is it exactly that you do? And then kind of what makes that different than the way that women and families have experienced that postpartum support?
Yeah. So, what we do with Motherocity is we provide service through an application. So, we have a handheld app that is available today on Play stores, but it allows moms to track their recovery, both physical and mental health, and also acclimate to understanding the landscape of what is coming in the future. So, we do a lot of preventative work, we do a lot of predictions, monitoring, and helping moms to understand the insights of their health at the present moment. So we are really focused on making sure that women understand what's going on with their body, what's changing, what is this odor, what is this look, what is this physical ailment that I may be experiencing during postpartum. Oftentimes, things that are not coming up in conversations because they're uncomfortable or they're taboo or simply no one will take serious the mom. And so we are breaking the barriers of those conversations and including these topics of discussions in a very compatible and convenient form through this app to ensure that moms have a proper forum to understand, to discuss, a safe community where they feel as if information that is being shared or information that they are sharing about their postpartum journey is supported. And
Yeah.
that's what Motherocity is about. That's our ethos.
Yeah, and I love the idea of gathering together moms. I think, when during my pregnancies, I would say Google and I were best friends, and it was constantly, is it normal that fill in the blank of the thing that just
Mhm.
happened?
Yeah.
Is this normal? And hoping that I get a yes, it's normal. But I think that serving as a place for women to feel seen and feel like they're not alone. And it's
Mhm.
not a misery loves company
Mm,
situation. It's you have the support when it's in the highs and the lows. And I think
yeah.
that's so special, that something
Yeah.
that you do. And you kind of touched on something else that I wanted to talk to you about, the way that society views postpartum care. I mean, I would almost say motherhood in general still seems to be this topic that there is difficulty discussing all of the pieces of it.
Yeah.
And there's the great joy, the public facing part of it, but there's the private experience that is hard for people to talk about. But through Motherocity, I think that's something that you all are working towards. How's it been to not just be bringing a product to market, but also tackling this particular issue of the way society sees women in this space and they're part of their life, and um, changing society's mind, not just bringing a product to market?
Yeah, great question. It's incredible work, but it's incredibly hard as well. And we
Hmm.
have a lot of partners and friends in the industry that are doing their jobs as well to educate and to bring information forward. We're seeing an alleviation of this idea that these things shouldn't be spoken about with people from celebrity status all the way down to just your friends and your family, people that are very front facing with you. And so that's success to us. That says, hey, I actually can talk about this and there's someone who wants to hear, or that I recognize that I have an issue. I want to put it out there just in case someone else will have the issue. And we love seeing that. That is effective. That says to us that, education is getting out there, but also um, compassion is there. And so there's something to be received for sharing these very personal things. You're right when it comes to what publicly is experienced and what is experienced in the private. A lot of times that has been very different,
Yeah.
and it has been damaging, to a lot of moms to use tools such as social media and see celebrities say, hey, look at my snapback, 36 hours later and I got a six pack. you know that has been very damaging to moms who don't know that that is not realistic. It may be realistic when you have assistance, like you're
Mhm.
getting a quick nip and tuck before you come out of your OR after delivering the baby, but that is not common. And that may not be your experience. Another thing that is kind of critical in the medical sphere of this is actually understanding how the medical system is structured around pregnancy and postpartum.
Mhm.
Just a little stat, prenatal visits average on about 16 visits for a woman and more if that woman is classified into a category of risk, right?
Right.
But for a standard pregnancy that has no risk associated and it's moving through its normal course of gestation, on average about 16 visits. Now, women are commonly only invited back for one postpartum appointment. And that happens at about 6 weeks. And
Mhm.
during that postpartum appointment, a woman typically receives a one pager. And that one pager asks questions about their mental health. How do you feel? Are you sad? Are you lonely? Excuse me. Are you having suicidal ideations? And some of those words, people just don't know what they
Well,
mean.
yeah. Mhm.
Right? So once you get behind the doors of your physician's office and your physician's taking a look at that one pager and seeing that there's no risk there, then there is no conversation. And if you come back and say, hey, I'm having some mental health concerns, you are referred into general practice. But the issue is that these things that arise in postpartum, they are derivatives of what the uterus has decided it wants to do. You know, what hormones are emitting from the uterus. And the last time I checked, the doctors that, delve in uterine medicine are OBGYNs. And
Mhm.
so this paints the picture of what we're missing from that medical structure,
Right.
and what needs to be there, and why there is such a need for Motherocity Health to come in and fill the gap in the void of information, critical understanding, support, um, daily checking ins of moms and their families.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. And the success that you've experienced, I feel like the more and more you're able to achieve that vision, the more and more women will be able to be helped. And you mentioned a second ago, some of us don't even know the words or don't even know that those indeed are symptoms of. And I feel like Motherocity even helps
Yes.
with that, recognition of certain, red flags, maybe. I don't know if we want red, pink, I don't know, whatever word we want to use, whatever
Yeah,
color.
yeah,
Um, but to help people along, because you shouldn't have to have a degree, a medical degree, in order to be able to, see if something's wrong and know that you need to seek help. So I love that
yeah,
that's part of it, right?
yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
is. We have a glossary on the app that we're building every day, but it has those terms that you may hear, through the course of your gestation or postpartum experience that you may just not know what they mean. And so we want to help to break that down and help prepare families to have proper discussions with medical information provided.
Absolutely. Well, I'd love to switch gears a little bit and talk about the Divic experience.
Ooh.
Um, and I mean, to start off with, where were y'all, the Motherocity team? Where were y'all when you decided that you felt like an accelerator was the right move and the right time for an accelerated program? And why did you go with wanting to apply with Divinc?
Ooh, I love this. I'm so excited to answer this question. Um, we had decided that it was time for us to consider fundraising.
Hmm.
And we knew that there were some things we didn't know. And we particularly don't know them because in our ownership of our CPG brand, we've bootstrapped that operation. We've been successful. We haven't, we didn't go through our 5 years saying, let's fundraise. We were doing well and we didn't need to. We were scaling and we didn't find any problems. And when we did, or if the market softened for us, we always bounced back from that. And I think it was a testament to us being in a different industry.
Yeah.
We realized with Motherocity when we first developed the app that it could not be treated as a CPG company. We didn't want to be in a structure where we were kind of one offing the downloads of the app. We wanted to be in
Mhm.
a system where we were putting the app before many people at once. And so we knew immediately that we needed to transition into a B2B model for the app. We needed to make sure that major companies who were responsible for mat and pat leave for families were able to offer our app as a resource. And so we said, hey, let's really understand what this journey is going to look like for us and what we may be oversighting, what we don't know.
Yeah.
Let's do a tune up. Let's make sure we have what we need. We decided to go with Divink because one, we love Divink. We've been following the company for quite some time. We know some of the key players and what they're doing in the surrounding Texas and nation. And we're very proud to see the work is really the work. And what I mean by that is that there are no errors. Divink is really helping people. When Divink says that we are really serving the underserved and underrepresented woman, I see that. because I live in those categories. And so I was very impressed prior to even applying with the work that you've been able to do. I've been impressed by your change makers within your organization. And I've also wanted to be a part of your ecosystem because I think that it's making major moves and understands what some of those key things that are missing in our business sector are and how women are filling the gaps of that. So I support that hands down every single time. But more importantly, I am definitely for learning at no cost. And I think that being non-predatory for a small business is essential. And I am very proud that DivInc has um, created a resource for us to learn without having to um, give away equity out of the gate without understanding what equity is. For some of us, we don't know yet. So
Point.
I love that. I think it's pure. And I have to just be honest with you. I have this conversation outside of DivInc all the time. Not one time have I been misled or done wrong. You guys have always held me up, and I have to give credit where credit is due. And so that really is just my deepest, honest um, feeling and experience. And so I'm proud to be a part of this. I say today, and I'll say it to you, that Motherocity Health is the house that DivInc built. And so I stand
Oh,
behind that. I do.
well, we feel like that. We're your family, and I always tell people that. And it's, I know that's like it's like the meme du jour right now. That's corporate speak, but it's true, and we mean it.
Yeah.
And you can't get rid of us now.
Listen, I'll work for free. I told you guys that like week one of the cohort, and I mean that. I feel like you're right. I am family, and I will work for free. Call me anytime. I'll be right there.
Throughout the weeks of the program, have there been any huge aha moments or any kind of I never looked at it that way, or big milestone moments that you've had throughout the experience within the company or within yourself and building this rapport with the rest of your cohort?
Oh, yeah. It's been so pleasurable. As a founder of a few years now, one of the things that I experience commonly and often is loneliness. It's a lonely world as a founder. Your unit, your circle is very small, and if you're fortunate to have people as a part of that unit, you sometimes experience gatekeeping and people not really being compassionate about what it is you're doing. And so you burn out. You burn out. There's only so many times you can talk to your brother or sister about your company when they don't know or don't care and have to bring them up from ground zero every time. Like, yeah, you're explaining the whole process to them just so that you can have a small conversation about what you're going through.
And so that's why we're excited about that.
Yes, that is exhausting, but it's so exciting to sit across from like-minded people and to say something enormous and it be considered totally normal to them and have that support. And so that's been so fundamental for me personally and for the health of our company to have other people who may have different experiences to point out something that could be right or wrong or ideas or just support, and mean it. And I love that. Now I think as far as ahas go, I think that one of the biggest things that makes me smile when I think about it is hearing one of the partners say to us during a workshop that at the end of the day, every company becomes a SaaS B2B company. And that just tickled me so good. I know it's so corny, but that tickled me so good. And in fact, I had him to run it back when he said it because I was like, say what now? And he's so right. He's so right. And it was simplified in a way that I think just broke some barriers in thinking and ideas for some of
Mhm.
our cohort members too, to understand that at the end of the day, this is where we always end because that's the cycle of the business growth and scalability. So that would be my aha. But I've been having a good old time, I have to say.
Well, you touched a little bit about the loneliness and all that, and kind of your founder journey. What's been the founder journey? What's that been like for you personally? What's that experience been like, to make that transition from, I guess it would be, civilian to entrepreneur? What's that
Seriously.
experience been like?
Civilian one. Listen, I'm a military spouse, a retired military spouse. And so, yeah, civilian is the right word because I really came out of corporate America and thought I was going to sit down and just be a mom and realize there was a huge need for me. What I didn't realize is how a lot of my corporate knowledge wasn't applicable to building a company, right? There were so many things that as an employee, you only see such a small degree of, and
Right.
you don't understand what that looks like over the course of true organizational development, right? And learning that, but learning it organically because, there wasn't coaches for us, there was not advisors. A lot of times we learned in the correct sequential order, but we learned slow because we had to wait until something may have been wrong to figure out that, oh, this comes next. And I realized really early it would be really great to have someone to kind of spearhead some of this knowledge for us, but there wasn't anyone to do that. There was a true trial and error period and really getting this in a very gritty way. Now, I wouldn't take anything for our journey now. I'm really grateful for it. It's kind of, in military terms, it's kind of like enlisting versus coming in as an officer, and the difference of knowledge and the difference of work level and value. And so I wouldn't give that away and I wouldn't go back and make it any different. But it has created room for me to say, I don't need to do it that way with this. I realize that we're in a different industry and there's some things that I don't know, and I need partners. I need a div inc. I need a cohort full of, other business minded people that I'm able to bounce things off of. And I want to reduce the loneliness in my journey, but I also want to tell people exactly what it was for us so that they know they don't have to do it that hard way. They don't have to figure things out because there's a problem. They don't have to hard research every night. They can simply ask or bounce something off of someone. Reach back into people who've done it, whether they failed or succeed, there's still wisdom there. And, you know, for what it's worth, I think that at the end of the day, we all end up where we're supposed to be. I really believe that. And so, again, I wouldn't take anything for the journey that we experience, but I know how to do it better now. And that's what we're going to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sadly, the journey is coming to an end pretty soon. Div
I
Inc.'s,
know.
our demo day will be on December 7th. And that is how we, of course, we close out our accelerator programs with Demo Day, which is a huge showcase of all the work that y'all have been doing, and a great chance for our community to really meet you and talk with you and get to know you in a way that hopefully results in support. But if anything, the baseline, you have a whole new network of individuals who you can reach out to and be in community with. So I'm just wondering, you ready?
Yeah.
How are y'all preparing for this? How are y'all getting ready for the big night?
Ooh, we are so excited. And if you aren't coming yet, plan to come because there's so much you need to know about us and we would love to know you. I think we're ready. I think you guys are doing a good job to make sure that we're prepared. I think just on the natural and very human side of things, we are very excited to showcase what we have. We're excited to get together, for this one last time in Houston. And I think that if I could speak for the group, I think the common ethos is just gratefulness. I think we're so, so grateful. And I see that in each and every one of us. And we're not ready to say goodbye. And so we're not. We're not. It's just demo day, and we'll see a lot more of you guys. And, we'll be right there in partnership as we grow and bringing you guys to our tables as well to include you on that growth.
Absolutely. And yeah, like I said, you can't get rid of us now. Once you're done with the accelerator, you're a member of our alumni and a member of our portfolio program. So it doesn't end with the accelerator. So
That's right.
um, as I said before, Demo Day is on December 7th. If you're in Houston, you can join us at the Ion in Midtown. Or if you are not in Houston, you can watch the live stream on all of our social media channels, our LinkedIn, our YouTube, Twitter, and all the way. So you can follow us and you'll be able to see the live stream if you're not here in Houston. But if you're here, you should join us at the Ion. It'll be amazing chance to learn about Lydia, more about Lydia and more about this cohort. And then there's a big party afterwards. So
Yay.
win-win.
Come and see me. Come and see me.
So thank you so much, Lydia, for being a part of this series with us. Thank you for, you're busy. I know how busy you are. So for slicing out time in your day to have this conversation. And I'm sure our community is just excited to learn more about Motherocity at Demo Day.
Thank
So
you for
any other
having
parting words?
me. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And I mean that figuratively and literally. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, this is just episode 1 of our series. We will have more coming up in the lead up to Demo Day on the 7th. Please join us. Follow us on social media if you want to be able to see all of the streams going up. And until next time, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.